Here's the thing that I like to talk about though. So a few of y'all said that you would really kind of want, or a couple of y'all said that y'all would really want to keep it, or maybe die on that hill. You know that like you really want it. So here's the thing: what is a woman's dating strategy? Like whenever y'all are out at the club, or when it comes to Instagram or anything like that, do y'all pursue men, or do men come to y'all?
I pursue men.
Yeah,
I walk up to dudes.
yeah, but in general, we're gonna say in general here.
Men don't
In general,
go up
do
to
women?
people
Yeah,
anymore.
well,
Or
But
they, or
in
they
general,
think they're
in
gonna be-
dating, ladies, who's usually pursuing and who's usually advertising?
men are usually in pursuit.
Usually in general.
okay.
We're speaking in general here.
Men are the
before
pursuing ones.
the genders kind of got like blobbed together,
Yes.
and I don't want to say genders, but like the man
Gender
woman
roles.
concept, gender
Yes.
roles. Once it kind of got blobbed together, now it's like I catch myself going up to people more. Like I'll get looked at, but the guy's like too scared to come up. And then whenever I come up, I'm like, hey, and then they're like, I wanted to talk to you, but like I was so nervous. You're so pretty. I'm just like, dude, just like have a conversation with me, and you would have been able to
I
do
love
it.
Yeah,
that.
but
Like,
I'm just
like-
speaking.
like,
I just
you're
want to
cool,
speak in.
dude.
I just want to speak in general, though. I'm asking a really general question, though. In general, is it a man's strategy to pursue and a woman's strategy to advertise?
I mean, it's supposed to. I just don't.
Yes,
like
yes.
that
In
anymore.
general, ladies, like by nature standards, that's how shit in general works. Okay, so because of that, every woman with an Instagram and with a lot of followers, or it's open, or you're posting aspects or anything like that, you are advertising. I sent a bunch of videos and pictures of different girls that I follow that came on this podcast, and they like were twerking in front of the camera. One girl like did a picture where she was like holding her boobs, but like this is all mate calling. This is all just mate dancing. Like this is all just our ways of current day standards still acting like animals
Like a
and
peacock.
showing
Yeah.
peacocking. And so like the thing is, that's y'all's strategy in general. Okay, I'm not specifically pointing at each of you individually, but in general, a woman's strategy is to advertise. Okay, so what's a guy's strategy? Pursue,
Yeah.
message girls, DM or like their pictures, comment on their pictures, maybe send her $10 or some stupid shit. So that's a guy's strategy, and the problem today is in relationships. Like I would say most of y'all have probably been in a relationship where you were still using your dating strategy, which was being open on an account, posting pictures, or having guys DMing you all day. And the guy, you probably demonized him if he liked the girl's picture, if he commented on a girl's picture, if he messaged a girl.
Somebody brought up insecurity.
Yeah, so
And I was gonna say, well, then would you mind if he comments or likes other girls' pictures?
yeah, so, because like ladies, in my relationship, my girl has a closed account with like 100 followers, has posts nothing but like cats and her crocheted stuff that she makes and and she doesn't use any of her dating strategy, and in return, I use none of my dating strategy. I don't go like girls' pictures. I don't comment. I don't go and message them. I don't go and pursue women for sex. Because if I did that, I'm using my strategy while she's not using her strategy at all. So that's unfair. So I would say I'm not condoning a guy going and doing that stuff, because I think it's simping. I think it's like very like giving validation for no reason, and you're not getting anything out of it. So I personally am not the type of guy where I don't even do that, even if I'm single. But I understand why some guys do it when they got a girl that has a full open profile, 100 guys DMing her every day. And he's getting very insecure about it. Like, I mean, if she's using her strategy, he's probably constantly thinking he's about to lose her. He's like, I better be pursuing girls because I could lose this girl at any moment, probably.
Yeah.
So I understand why some of them might do it. What do you think, bro?
So for whoever was it?
I gotta go pee really quick.
Somebody said,
Donnie, ask a question if I'm.
And I know
Somebody-
she had stuff earlier, too.
somebody around the table said something about insecurity. Yeah,
Yeah, it was.
I want to.
It was Abby.
It was okay. So, why do you think that? What made you think that they were insecure? Like, what
They said it themselves.
they said that they were insecure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's actually my ex, why we broke up, because he was too insecure and he said he felt like I deserved better and whatnot. But like, to clear everything up though, I didn't know we were talking about like that we're just a regular person,
Yeah.
because I do social media and everything. So I was
Oh,
like,
so
no,
you
like,
a social media person?
yeah.
Okay.
But once he said, oh,
But what
like,
kind
you're a
of
regular person,
pictures we talking about though?
well, pictures, that's what I was gonna say. It's to a certain extent, like telling me to like put my Instagram on private, like. But if it's like obviously like anything when it comes to nudity, like showing ass or whatever it is, like
Exposing
obviously,
yourself?
exactly,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's gonna be different
Okay.
compared to like what other stuff he was saying.
So he broke up with you because he was insecure.
I will say, I think it
Yeah,
would
maybe
be.
that's probably good for him then.
Yeah.
I
Sounds like
would have never even admitted no like that.
Yeah.
100%.
Be quiet about it.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't tell no woman I'm
Like,
insecure.
No, it's all you.
No, it's about having standards,
That's true.
boundaries. I feel like if he would have came at you in a way where he was saying that those was his standards for the relationship, and then he was willing to leave because you weren't willing to adhere to his standards, that would make him more secure. But if he came up to you and he tried to play the violin and make a sob story,
No,
and
I
say,
was like
"I'm
willingly
insecure,"
like open and communicative and everything. Like it's just he just couldn't get a grasp of himself.
Right.
yeah, that's
I don't-
crazy.
I don't
too.
know.
I wouldn't.
I have a question for her because you.
Oh,
had
word.
said-
Oh, what's up?
No, it's because you had said you went up to a dude that you kind of had noticed looking at you and things like that. And then just for anyone, if y'all have ever went up to a dude that you seen looking, like, does that turn you off though? Like, if you
It depends on
Depends
how
if he's
they
attractive.
react to it. Yeah, it depends on how he
I'll say it.
reacts to it. Because a lot of times the dudes that do actually approach me at bars are either old men or extraordinarily creepy or smell bad. Nothing towards them, but for some
I get
reason,
older,
those are the dudes with
they
the pair
stay
of
the
balls.
same age.
And then whenever like it's a more attractive person, I'll kind of like do a walk by and see if they're interested or not, and give like a little wait for them to maybe like motion me over. If they actually go for it, then I'm like, okay, cool, he's got some potential. But if he doesn't have a personality and I walked over there, I'll just walk away. I'm like, no, that wasn't worth it.
but does that
But
kind of like take
I-
away from the courting of a man? Like,
I
if you
do
approach
wish
him-
they would do that more, but also like if I'm about to leave and if I was eyeballing you, then okay, screw it, I'll like go walk up to you. But other times if I'm like, nah, he should be doing it, then so basically I agree with everything you're saying, but it's just I hate saying it, but a lot of dudes are just like kind of these days.
But
They-
that's
no,
what-
like,
but that's what I'm saying.
yeah,
like,
because
But
so
that's
many-
what happens
nothing
when you
about
destroy
that.
masculinity. When you
Yeah.
tell
I
men
want
not
dudes
a
to be
certain way.
masculine.
Well, see,
like,
the problem is women want
I would love that.
women want conditional masculinity. They want a woman that's capable of They want a man that's capable of walking up to a random stranger and pursuing a conversation, but only for them. A man that's capable of doing that did a lot of practice. No man that's just walking up to you, talking to you, that's his first swing at it.
Yeah,
He's been doing that a
Great.
lot.
Well,
That's
and they
great.
and
So-
they can be awkward when they come up to me. I don't care. Just the approach, being like, "Hey, I'm blah blah. Like, what's your name?" And just like work their way
That's
into
cat.
it. That's cool.
That's cat.
See, but
just
my
that's
just
problem
like
is-
try to start a combo.
Well, you said some
That
of
is
them was
cat.
weird, and I assumed the ones that
no,
was awkward
no,
was
no,
ones
no.
that
You
was
like pedo weird, where
Like,
you're just like
all
red flag,
for
red
pictures
flag.
of your feet.
Yeah, that.
Oh,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that
Whenever,
kind of stuff.
like they come up to me and being like, "Do you want to go my minivan?" And I'm just like, "Whoa, there."
At least he's
Whoa.
being honest, right?
Yeah, or if
At
they-
least they're honest.
another thing is if they want to buy me one drink, cool. If they're like,
Trying
I'm
to
gonna buy
get
you 3 drinks and
Yeah.
2 shots right now, then I'm just like, oh, rapist. I'm okay, bye. Like, you know,
Oh,
it's just kind of like red flags randomly. Depends on what they say.
would you say that
Yeah.
it depends on where you are? Those type of men, like,
Yeah.
have you ever been to like high end places, like high end classy men or not?
Well, I
You know?
just became like, I'm just now 22. So it's been like kind of hard to go to places like that. Whenever country dancing, it's kind of easy. But since I was 18, that's kind of like the only bar I could really go to meet
Right.
people.
Yeah.
So I feel like because my mom was saying that, she was like, you need to go to the restaurants like your dad goes to, just sit at the bar, let a guy come up to you, become a regular, meet people.
Hey, your mom,
And
hey,
I-
she got game.
yeah,
Your mom
yeah,
got
yeah,
game.
yeah.
Dude,
And
dude,
She does.
Yeah,
That's
and she's
insane.
fully right on that. But she was like, it was smart of you to wait until you're actually, 1, old enough to sit at the bar, 2, you found yourself more lately. Because we had this convo like recently, and she was like, hey, you're done dealing with dudes that aren't prioritizing you, right? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, all right, here's a list of places you should go to that your dad goes to. These are like the bartenders that will be
Well,
nice
what
to
does
you.
she
meet
mean
some
by
people.
prioritize you though?
So
Because I'm gonna tell you right
so
now.
I had like the rose-colored glasses where I just think everyone's all nice and perfect and amazing how they are, even if they treated me like crap.
Mhm.
So I would just like keep giving these guys chances, being like, well, they're saying this, but then we had the podcast where he was like, all men lie every 5 seconds, and I was like, let me look into their words versus their actions a little bit more versus giving them the benefit of the doubt. And then I was like, okay, they're not actually prioritizing me. They're saying they are, but they're not. And so now
Yeah.
I'm actually going for the actions.
So like they was
more.
entertaining other women, or
No, it wasn't even that. It was like, I want a family. I want to date you. I want this. If they would go far to the extreme, but then want to do a boys' night every single week. Go have your boys' night. Go have fun. Get drunk. Do whatever the you want, as long as it's not another. But if you hang out with me for like 2 weeks and then you don't say anything for 3 weeks and be like, hey, come over and like pretend I wasn't gone and disappeared, then I'm just like, dude, you only
Oh,
want me
okay,
since you're
okay.
horny.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fair.
I may be
That's
like
fine.
your top person, But, like-
a lot of girls, bro. Like the more I
Yeah.
talk to them, the more I'm realizing Loverboy game is huge right now.
Well, yeah,
Most guys are
The-
doing
if
Loverboy
the-
game.
if he
Like,
could, he
like
would.
saying,
If
like
he-
it's all about like the love bomb breadcrumb.
would, he
Every
could.
dude's doing it.
Oh,
right
not
now.
that- not that
Every dude.
level.
Love bomb.
Oh, he didn't do the love bomb
Oh.
breadcrumb.
No,
on you?
no, I've been love bombed. That's actually what we were talking about last time. Whenever Tatum, the person I was here with, she was like, he love bombed the hell out of you, and I didn't really understand that concept. And I was like, oh, he made me feel like a priority, and then like
And then
kept me.
breadcrumb.
Yeah, it kept me like searching for the dopamine. So like the few times he gave me attention, I was like, oh my god, he does like me. Oh, maybe he doesn't. Oh wait, no, he does again because he's talking to me. And so
Like a
now that
dog.
I'm like, okay, let's stop being a little dumb puppy and figure out what I want and someone that fully wants me. And now I have a dude, not gonna say his name, but I met him at Red River. He came up to me and he was like, hey, I
Shout
saw
out
you
to Red
eyeing me.
River.
I know. And he was like, hey, I was eyeing you. And I was like, oh, really, emo boy? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, what you gonna do about it? And he was just like, well, let's hang out, blah, blah, blah. And he stepped up to the plate. This is the One Piece guy that you were making fun of me
Well,
for, too.
my question is
But
with
he
that-
was great.
My question is with that,
Awesome.
like
Nigga,
when
you
she,
gay. Huh?
when she was talking about like, oh, if like a man's looking at you and whatever, and he's trying to get with you, whatever, like whatever,
Yeah.
talk game. If I don't find him to like a standard of attractiveness, I'm gonna be turned off. And I feel like it's the same with women. If an
Yeah.
ugly girl, well, actually, not the same with women, the same with men. But you were talking about like if a breeze passed, like man, you get horny, whatever. Like an ugly girl comes up to you, you're like, and like no, you're getting no game that night. Like no one's coming up to you, whatever. But an ugly girl comes up and is like, hey, what's up, man? Like you trying to hit it, whatever. Like you're gonna be like, yeah, let's get down. But like if it's the opposite and it's like an ugly dude, like I think I would rather be alone.
Not-
And I know that's
yeah.
like really bad.
No, it's
But,
good
like-
to admit it because
But
everyone's
I
like
hold
that.
to someone to like
Yeah.
some sort of standard because
Yeah.
if I'm not physically attracted to you, I'm not gonna be
Dude,
emotionally attracted
actually,
to you.
that like brings up something I
Yeah,
really like to
when-
talk
And
about.
I'm so
agree with
sorry.
you.
I'm so sorry about
I
that.
was gonna say because everyone has a different type. So at the end of the day, it's not like what you're saying is only against ugly men. Because you know me, I like ugly men.
Here,
It's
hold
not
on,
even
hold
that,
on,
like,
hold
if
on,
it's,
hold
like,
on.
ugly.
It's not even. It's so
It's
you
like a
say that.
standard,
You
though.
say
Yeah.
that, but if we look at studies, shout out to Dr. David Buss. They did a study across 37 different cultures across the United States. And when he did this, he proved that even a society in the in the Scandinavian countries where it's the equal as hell, everything's equal as between the genders, all the way down to tribes in New Guinea. You can literally see that there's a short-term mating strategy for women, there's a short-term mating strategy for men, and there's a long-term mating strategy for women and a long-term mating strategy for men. And we're completely different. The short-term for men is basically almost anything. Okay, it doesn't matter. The short term for women is only attractive, only intelligent, only has resources, only has certain things. Okay, it's not the ugly, fat, short guy ever for the short term for a woman.
No.
But for the long term, y'all will. There's like 200. There's another book.
You
There's
expand that.
there's another book. Shout out to everybody should read this. Why women behave badly. And there's
I've
like
read that one.
there's 234 different things that turn women on or that women are sexually attracted to. So whenever you look at all those different things, yeah, I agree with you. There's a wide range that you can be attracted to, but only for the long term guy, not the short term guy. And then also for men, we'll anything in the short term, but how are we in the long term, ladies? How hard is it to lock a guy down to get the ring? How hard is it to get him to lock you down in a relationship when he's that guy? It's hard because he has a whole different long term strategy than your long term strategy.
And he's still looking.